Welcome to Spotlight in Business. I'm Tammy Defoe, and I would like you to meet Jaspreet Chager. She is the owner of Chager.org, and she will be the guest speaker at GTApreneurs September 30th, 2025 business networking event in Vaughan, just north of Toronto. And if you haven't got your ticket yet, please do so now. It's going to be a fantastic event. You'll get to meet Jaspreet and myself in person, along with many other amazing entrepreneurs who could become your clients or referral partners. But before then, I want you to get to know Jaspreet a little bit. So thanks for coming on the show today, Jaspreet. How are you?
I'm great, Tammy. Thanks for having me. How are you?
You're very welcome. I'm very well, thank you. So tell us more about yourself.
Yeah, so like you said, I am the owner of Chager.org, but most importantly, I am a single mom of two teenage kids. I am also a pharmacist. I have been a practicing pharmacist for about 20 years, mostly in leadership type of roles.
Nice. And so how did you go from becoming a pharmacist to AI?
Yeah, it's interesting, right? I think it was desperation. I think that's how it happened. I was struggling after my separation slash divorce to figure out how I would make everything work. I was ambitious. I am ambitious, and at the same time, I want to have a quality of life and also spend time with my children. And I wasn't able to do that 3, 4 years ago. And then AI entered my life and literally streamlined everything for me. And it brought me to a place where I wasn't just thriving, I was able to breathe and I was able to really dream again. That's where Chager.org just kind of started. It was the idea that it improved and changed my life so monumentally that could I bring this to other individuals as well.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, like I think everyone uses AI like a little bit. But I mean, obviously you really know what you're doing. I mean, to have it change your whole life like that, right? Like you think that people just aren't using the full capabilities of it?
Well, I think there's a lot of chaos and noise related to AI. And I think the biggest challenge that most people would see, and I think small and medium-sized employers especially, is just the noise related to the number of tools. And that kind of distracts from the fundamentals of how to use AI. And I think there's a lot of free tools that people can use and get a lot of work done without having to spend any money on AI. So I think that's where really a lot of the challenges exist right now is the uptake and just keeping up with the velocity with which everything is changing and how new AI tools are just constantly being developed. And I think another struggle is people will develop products and another technology vendor like ChatGPT, for example, will build that solution. So we're seeing a lot of interesting things in the industry for sure.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing all your tips at the event, right? So I mean, so your role is really to educate people, right? To help people because you know what? A tool is great only if you really know how to use it, right? To its full capacity. So, that's what I was thinking. Like, we all I think use like a little tiny bit of it, but I think there's just so much that we don't know how to use, right? That if you can help people provide that, that would be great. And speaking of that, like who are the people who could most benefit from your services and how could the AI help them?
Well, I would also say, like in the industry I'm in healthcare. So for sure in healthcare, there is great utility for AI. And the where it helps in healthcare especially is just freeing some documentation time from healthcare providers, and it really helps minimize that burnout rate that we're seeing there. So for sure, healthcare providers. But just like you kind of mentioned that, there's the ability to use it, everybody's kind of dabbling but not using it to its fullest utility. A challenge in healthcare and other private sectors where confidentiality is really important is using AI and inadvertently making a mistake with patient data. So I think that is an important consideration, and that is why healthcare workers for sure could really benefit from learning about AI. I also will say for single moms, I don't know how to get the message out but it really does. It is it's changed me so much that I'm fearless now. Like I can do literally anything and everything because I have a co-pilot. And so I know for a lot of single moms that having that security blanket is really, really critical. So I'd say single moms as well, upskillers, small and medium-sized employers would all benefit from learning about AI.
Yeah. So how can small business owners benefit? Because we're going to have a lot of small business owners and entrepreneurs at the event.
Yeah. Well, let me just even give an example in healthcare, because in healthcare, my opinion was that, when AI came out, we were probably using it for the wrong purposes. We went to clinical almost right away. And my thought was always that it should be more so on tasks and things that are really repetitive in nature, like all those administrative things that people are doing. So appointment setting, searching for leads, all these types of things AI can actually do for you. I think one of the hardest places for small and medium-sized employers to compete is marketing efforts, just because there's bigger budgets. And so if you see the tools out there that can create amazing content, you see that small and medium-sized employers almost have a level playing field when it comes to content creation and marketing now. So I think, embracing these tools, it gives them a true competitive advantage, and not using them puts them at risk.
Yeah, well, that sounds great. I mean, I'm really excited to learn more. Can you give us a recent success story for someone you've helped?
Yeah, I'm going to give a personal example because, literally everybody I know in my inner circle comes to me for recommendations. But I'm just going to give an example of somebody who was super frustrated. They were trying to program, and I will say this, I am not a programmer, I'm a pharmacist, remember? So this person came to me with a programming question. They were trying to program something. They had spent, like, I think 2 to 3 hours just banging their head against a wall using ChatGPT to figure out how to design and program something. And they reached out to me because, they just didn't know how to solve the problem. And I just told them to use another tool, use Gemini, and within 2 minutes, that problem was solved. And why I highlight that is because the problem I see fundamentally with AI is not knowing which tools to use when, and not knowing how to prompt them properly. And I think that's that chaos I was speaking about, that people are having a difficult time navigating and therefore using the wrong tools and not seeing the success. So that's why I mentioned that example specifically.
Mhm. Okay, interesting. Well, look, thanks for coming on the show today. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you on September the 30th.
Thank you so much, Tammy. This was great. Thanks.
You're welcome.